Uzbekistan is among the top 5 leading cherry exporters in the world. In the midst of the cherry harvest season, the EastFruit team visited the Fergana Valley of Uzbekistan, one of the country's main cherry regions. Cherry orchards, intensive and extensive, are located here on vast areas. Most of the cherry plantations are extensive, in the other words, traditional. This is one of these traditional sweet cherry orchards. It is now 7 o'clock in the morning. Everything seems calm, and nothing is happening here. But inside the orchard, work is in full swing. Harvesting of cherries begins at about 6 a.m. and lasts until 12 noon, when it gets too hot. Trees are huge, and one of the main issues during harvesting in traditional orchards is how to pick fruits from the middle and upper part of the tree. Here it is solved with the help of long wooden stairs and special structures in the shape of a pyramid. This ensures the stability of the structure and therefore the safety of the assemblers. Nevertheless, it is a very dangerous job, especially getting the fruits from the very top of the tree. The total area of this orchard is half a hectare, which is a typical size of a traditional cherry orchard in Uzbekistan. 1/3 of a hectare is occupied by the cherry trees and the rest by the peach trees. In this traditional cherry orchard, the distance between rows of trees is 4 meters, and the distance between trees in a row is 3 meters. Small farmer Zakir Shakirov says, this cherry orchard was established 12 years ago on a sour cherry rootstock. 2 most popular cherry varieties were planted, an early variety, Samarkand, and a later variety called Bull's Heart or Tashkent. In general, these 2 varieties are universal. They are good both for the domestic market and for export to Russia. Cherries are picked in special buckets made of light and non-rigid plastic. This ensures the minimum weight of the container itself and minimizes the danger to the fruit when the pickers put the cherries there. Another small farmer, Norsi Khujayev, Yahyokhuja, says, this year the cherry harvest was delayed by about 10 days due to frosts in the early spring. We used to collect the early variety Samarkand in early May, but this year everything has shifted, and we started the cherry harvest season in the middle of May. We're glad that the frost did not affect our volumes and the harvest is good this year. We have already completed the harvest of the early variety Samarkand, and a few days ago we have begun to pick the variety Bull's Heart. Every day we hire 10 to 15 people as pickers. While we were harvesting the Samarkand variety, we hired 20 to 25 people a day. Immediately after the harvesting, cherries are sorted in the same orchard. Early in the morning, the buyers of sweet cherries bring us boxes. Today, they brought boxes of 4.5 and 5 kilograms. And then, they take the sorted cherries in the same boxes. They take 100% of what was picked in the orchard, including poor quality cherries. After filling a bucket of cherries, the pickers carry them to another part of the orchard, where they are hand-sorted by defects, color, and size. This is a sorting space in the orchard. Sorters work here. They inspect each fruit, examining it carefully for defects, damage, overripe, and size. Gradually, boxes are formed with sorted cherries. Manual sorting of cherries is a very long process which requires a lot of attention. Since outside air temperature varies from 33 to 42 degrees Celsius, cherries lose a lot of moisture and weight, meaning that farmers lose a lot of money. It also reduces the shelf life of cherries and negatively impacts their quality. By noon, 2 batches of cherries are formed. From here, the cherries begin their journey to domestic and foreign markets. The cherries that aren't suitable for exports due to defects of size are sold at a half price for processing or for the fresh market for low-income consumers. It is interesting how this product is exported. The main export markets for Uzbek cherries are Russia, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan, with their total share accounting for 95 to 98% of the total sweet cherry exports from Uzbekistan. Nonetheless, small but growing volumes of Uzbek cherries are exported also to China, South Korea, Middle East, Great Britain, and the EU countries. In the Fergana Valley, the bulk of fresh fruit exports are shipped from the Altarik district of the Fergana region. The largest export consolidation facility, Wholesale Market Altarik, is located here. The wholesale market is seasonal, functioning from April, when the harvest of early varieties of stone fruits begin, until the end of autumn, when the harvest of late grape varieties, persimmons, and peaches ends. Commercial farmers and deckhans, small farmers, as well as some intermediaries, bring fresh cherries to the market. Fruits are already graded and packaged according to the standard requirements of exporters. Traders and exporters are the main buyers who consolidate large volumes of cherries here. The wholesale market has cold storage chambers where buyers place each small batch of purchased fruits, gradually accumulating necessary volume for the export shipment. During the season, the market is open every day from early evening until late at night. Considering the hot weather in Uzbekistan during the ripening season for the stone fruits, this is the most suitable time of the day for the trade, which suits both traders and farmers who are busy during the day picking and sorting the fruits. From about 7 p.m., farmers drive in with their minibuses, loaded with boxes of fresh fruit. They are already sorted by size, color, and defects, packed in boxes in accordance with the standard requirements that exporters selling to traditional export markets. Goods are brought here from the entire Fergana Valley, the Namangan, Fergana, and Andijan regions. Gradually, within an hour, the market starts to fill up with cars. From several hundred to 1,000 cars enter this market each day. Depending on the season, management of the wholesale market will devote a specific area for specific types of fruits to make it easier for buyers and speed up sales. By 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, the market is already actively trading. It is a real living organism. The deal is made. The exporter purchased a batch of cherries from the farmer. As a rule here, the transaction is made for the entire volume of the farmer's goods. The buyer checks the quality of cherries randomly, weights them, and then after labeling each container, this batch is placed in the cold storage until the shipment to the foreign market. With the onset of darkness, bright lights are turned on. Trade here lasts until about 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you think this traditional cherry business will last for many more years, or will the modern approach change the usual ways of doing stone fruit business in Uzbekistan? Jump in the comments below and let us know what you think. EastFruit team, supported by FAO and EBRD, will also be happy to introduce you to leading Uzbek cherry exporters, including these that use hydrocooling and optical sorting in their business.